Roberto.
Yeah, hi.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Good positive week. Any new injuries?
No.
Anyone coming back?
No. I'm happy because we are working well with all players. Another very important week. We have no problem.
Great. Is Vicario ready? And if so, who will be in goal Monday?
No. Vicario is not ready yet. I don't know what will be the plan, but he's suffering because he would like to help the team, to help his teammates, but he's not available yet.
It was difficult to pick out one player after that performance at Villa, but the midfield of Conor Gallagher, Bentancur's return, he's been excellent. But I was looking at João Palhinha at the end and celebrating and thinking this guy might be going back on loan. When you speak to the board at the end, would he potentially be someone you'd like to keep for next season?
100%. We have to start from this type of people. More than players, we need reliable people, reliable players, and Palhinha is one of the best as a player for sure, but as a guy, no. I want to see the player with the same passion, the same attitude, the same spirit, the same personality. And we are lucky to have with us Palhinha.
Good luck Monday.
Hi Roberto, good afternoon. You won 2 in a row away from home at Wolves and at Villa. Very close to get your first home win against Brighton recently as well. But how confident are you that on Monday you can achieve it against Leeds? And how important to have the fans on board, to have the place like a fortress?
Listen, first of all, we go to play against one of the best team in this moment, because in the last 5-6 games they won in against Man United, they draw in Bournemouth playing well, they won at home 2 times, Wolves and Barley, and for that we have a big respect. We can't think in different way. We have to keep this mentality. We must remain humble. Nothing changed. We have to prepare an important game, but in the same way we are playing, because we didn't play so well in Wolves, but in the first 30 minutes we played okay. Against Brighton at home we played 90 minutes and extra time very well, and so we have to stay focused on this type of performance, this type of attitude, and this type of spirit, and showing the qualities of the players.
Can I please ask you about Conor Gallagher? How pleased are you with his goal against Villa, his performance, his leadership, what he gives you?
I'm happy because I think from the perspective of Conor, no, he came in January in a difficult situation. He had some problem, no, at the beginning, as a physical condition, as an environment to come to understand the different club, different style of play, different dressing room, but he's a important player, the first level of the players, and so I'm happy to watch him in this condition, in this confidence, with these performances. I think, and I said after the game, when Gallagher plays well, his team play with one player more than opponent.
You mentioned Leeds United. We've seen in the last few years teams that got promoted, got relegated immediately. How impressed and how surprised have you been with them? You mentioned the Old Trafford performance. They reached the semi-final of the FA Cup as well.
Their style is very clear. They have a great organization on the pitch with the ball and without the ball. They have a good player because Calvert-Lewin, Okafor, Tamada, I think, Ampadu are all very good players, not to fight to relegate, but higher level. But the focus is on us, but not because we become arrogant, but because we have the quality. The quality is enough if we play like we know, like we can to win the game for sure.
It was fascinating to watch your system against Aston Villa, the way that you had Palhinha would drop back into a back three, Porro would bomb on, Udogie would run through almost like a striker at times. Is that something we're going to see every week from you, such a fluid system, or was it just for Villa?
Listen, I would like to change, depends of the different games, no? Because the principle in football are very important, the mental part are crucial, but also the strategy can be very important. But we will change something in the occupation of the spaces for sure. But I wouldn't like to give too many ideas, too many instructions, especially in this moment, because I don't want to the player lose energy thinking what is the plan. No, I want the player plays in freedom, plays in confidence, following the plan, because football is 11 players together and not like tennis or golf, one player. But anyway, the simple things, the clear things, because I think are enough.
Let's get two of your players. Dominic Solanki, just for an update on him, and also James Madison. Is he ready to play any minutes yet?
I'm thinking about James Madison because I'm watching a top player. Maybe he's not ready yet to play, but no physical. Yes, as a physical condition, not for the rhythm, for the intensity of the game. We are playing in Premier League, the most difficult league in terms of intensity and rhythm. But as a player, he's great. As a coach, watching one player like this, especially for me because I was number 10, and I sensitive in number 10 players like Xavi Simons, Madison, Kulusevski, Kudus. We have a lot of number 10. And what I want to see about Solanki is improving very quickly. I don't know for this game. I don't know if can be available. We hope for the next game in Stamford Bridge.
Talking of Stamford Bridge, just my last question. You were at the Chelsea-Forest game. Just wondered what you took away from that match, what you thought about it.
No, because at home it was day off, and I don't like the day off. So I found the way to stay focused on the football.
Finish with George, please.
Hi, Roberto. A lot of the reaction in the media after the Tottenham's win at Aston Villa was focused on Aston Villa and their changes. I think they were called a disgrace.
Yes, but for Nottingham Forest, no. Nottingham Forest, the first 11 of Nottingham Forest was maybe more changes than Aston Villa did, no? And first half 2-0 for Nottingham Forest, and anyone said nothing, no? I think in Aston Villa played Cash, Lindelof, I don't know how many years in Manchester United, Minks, the captain of Villa, Madsen, one of the best left back in Europe, Bogard and Tielemans. Tielemans is normally in the first 11, Rogers, Sancho and Barkley, and Abraham forward as a striker. I think was great first 11. I don't know if they are better or worse. In football, you can't say. I can say one thing. We played without Romero, Kulusevski, Kudus, Solanki, Xavi Simons, Madison, maybe more players than Villa. And it's better if the people speak about us than we speak about them.
Has it surprised you, or are you quickly learning this type of thing does happen with Tottenham?
Sei sorpreso oppure stai apprendendo velocemente che queste tipo di cose succedono?
No. In Italy, we are used to thinking in the bad way, about this situation. But the it's not true. It's not true.
And can I ask you about Archie Gray? I think one of your first press conferences, you said Archie is the future of Tottenham. He's obviously not had many minutes, but how do you view him long term? How important is he long term? And what do you like about Archie as well?
But he's very young, big potential as a player. I think he can become the future. I'm sure he can become the future of this club, the captain of this club. I think he has to understand better what will be his position on the pitch, because he can play in a lot of position, but maybe I would like him more specific in one position. We are working in that with individual meeting, with individual clip for him, and anyway he's an important player. Palhinha didn't play the first 3 games, and then the fourth was one of the best players on the pitch.
Just following up from that, you've played your senior players during this period. Palhinha, Bentancur's come back in, rather than Archie, rather than starting at least with Lucas Bergvall. Is it a time for men in this period, these experienced players, to get you out of trouble?
But for sure, Bissouma, Bentancur, Joao Palhinha, they have much experience, more experience, and they already know playing in this situation. But sometimes it's not just the age to make the difference. Lucas Bergvall is another important player for the future, right now. It's not the problem of experience. For sure, the experience can be important in this part of the season.
Rodrigo Bentancur has come back in and played brilliantly. It feels like his return has been key to this turn in form. What is it about his skill set that you really like and helps unlock the way you want to play?
It's very, very good to keep the order of the team, to keep the balance of the team. I think he's complete with a player like Palhinha, because Palhinha cover big space, is another key player for us, Rodrigo Bentancur.
And just lastly, Tottenham at home have struggled for a long time. You've only experienced 1 game so far. You almost won it against Brighton. When you look at the quality of this squad, can you understand why Tottenham have had problems at home?
No, but it's not my problem now. Now I don't want to lose energy to think now we have to be good, smart, to keep this mentality, to keep this momentum, with the same qualities we showed in this last period, and stop. And then we go to analyze why we have not won too many games at home, what were the problems at home, but I think was a coincidence. Because against Atletico Madrid they won. Eintracht Frankfurt or Borussia Dortmund in January they won at home 2 times in Champions League. If you ask me, against Brighton we won, but we didn't take 3 points. We take 1 point, but we won. In my head, as a performance, as a if we analyze the game against Brighton, is like a win. I think is a mistake if we keep the focus on this part.
Just lastly, is Richarlison okay? Because I don't think he trained yesterday.
Yes, because he worked very hard in Birmingham. I think my mistake was to don't substitute before the end of the game, but Richarlison was playing very well, was important in the goal, in the set pieces, and he played a great game, but just fatigue.
Alex. You mentioned Archie Gray, a younger player that you're working with to try and find a particular role within the team. I suppose a similar thing could be said for someone like Lucas Bergvall. He's played lots of positions since he's been here. Doesn't seem to have a specific role kind of set out within the structure of the team so far. Is it a similar kind of project in kind of, I suppose, working with him to find a specific role in what you want from this player?
Yeah, we can compare Lucas and Archie, but you have to stay focused, to stay positive, because I have a big confidence in them. They have not played so much until now, but they are in my head. I don't forget them, and they can become important in these 3 games, in the last 3 games.
And Kinski as well, obviously been just so good since he's come in. Has brought so much to the team. Seems like a goalkeeper with qualities that are so suited to the way that you want to play. How impressed have you been?
Yeah, big character, big personality, great guy, great professional, and great play and great goalkeeper. He's playing very well. He has to stay with the focus. And don't take risk in any situation, but he's playing very well. He's very important for us now.
And it seems like a big trend since you've come in is about promoting confidence and belief within the players, not looking for excuses and kind of taking each game as it comes. Have you noticed the kind of lift in confidence and belief within the players since you've come in versus when you started to where they are now?
Da quando è iniziato oggi hai notato che c'è stata una crescita da un punto di vista di fiducia in loro stessi ed è quello che tu stai sempre promuovendo quando sei andato proprio con negatività.
For sure, now we have to be good. Don't forget what was the situation, what has been the situation this season. And we have to keep the balance between the confidence, but we have to stay hungry, we have to stay humble, and with confidence. Confidence and hungry or humble are not, they go in the same way, are not different. You can believe in yourself a lot, but anyway, in the same way, you can be humble and focus just on what you can improve, not what you can you have done, because Aston Villa is finished. Monday night we start the game 0-0, not 1-0 or 2-0, because we played very well in Birmingham.
Dave.
Thanks. On Kinski, is he an inspiration to everybody at the club, given how he's fought back after what happened in Madrid?
Of course, he's an example. Of course, what he felt after Madrid, for sure, was a big motivation for him. If you have pride, if you have dignity, if you have the right spirit, if you have character, and he has all these values.
Because you can run or you can hide.
Sorry.
You can run or you can hide.
Sì, perché no, in questa situazione hai due scelte.
Yes,
vai per quella direzione o ti nascondi.
Yeah.
And I also just wanted to ask you, in terms of Vicario, when did he return to training?
We will see.
No, he's not returned yet.
Non è ancora tornato per Tottenham.
No.
Oh, okay.
Vicario is still the first goalkeeper of Tottenham, because what Vicario showed in this season, I think, are enough to consider him a top player for us. But we have to consider the physical condition, the period, how many games he missed, and we will see when Vicario will be good.
And so he is, just to be clear, he is not in full training yet.
No, with me no.
Okay, cool. And just quickly, on Kulusevski, do you think he's going to be okay for the World Cup?
I don't know. Well, the situation for me is difficult to understand how he can play in the World Cup if he didn't play any game this season. But I text him after Birmingham. He told me the next week, I think, he come back, and I hope he can be available to stay with us in the last game, because he's an amazing player for me.
Do you think it's a chance?
I hope so, but I don't know. I don't know his injury, and I can't say nothing more.
Matt, and then finish with Tom, please.
Do you expect Vicario to be here next season?
I don't know. If you ask me, Roberto, have you any ideas about the next season? No, for two reasons. First one, I have no time to think the next season. Second one, after 2 wins, if I stay with my head losing time to think the next season, the next squad, I will be arrogant, and after 2 wins we have done a very tough period, and after 2 wins you already consider yourself safe? No.
And is there a theory? Do you believe that Tottenham Stadium might be too nice? Do you think away teams rise to the occasion? Is there anything you might change?
Pensi c'è questa sensazione che lo stadio del Tottenham sia troppo carino e quindi le altre squadre da questo punto di vista qua ne traggano una specie di vantaggio?
No, because there are a lot of big stadium and very nice stadium, but like theatres in Premier League. Tottenham Stadium is hot. When I was in this stadium with Brighton, in the bench of Brighton, or against Brighton 2 weeks ago, the stadium was very, very hot, and for us is a we are lucky to play in this stadium. We are making not too many points for the coincidence, for I don't know why, but it's a pleasure to play in that stadium, for sure.
And one more if I may, will you watch West Ham play against Arsenal? And will you cheer in the Arsenal goals?
Sunday? No, I don't know. No, the focus is, okay, the other teams, but the focus is of ourselves. We are not, we have been not so good to watch the other teams and to make the calculi, no?
Yeah, to make any calculation.
Okay, thanks.
Tom, to finish, please.
Hi.
What was hard about the stadium? Interested in the specifics of that.
Cosa specificatamente riguardante la parte di stadio, cosa vuol dire esattamente?
The stadium is hot. The atmosphere against Brighton was amazing. The bottom of the club, 60,000 fans to support you, to push you, to stay before the game, during the game, after the game, very close with the players. I think is luck for us.
Because you'll know that away from home this season, Tottenham third in the Premier League, and at home they're 19th.
Perché sai che in trasferta
Yes, I know.
in casa 19esimi.
Yes, but I think they are. It's a coincidence.
Can I ask about Madison?
Because against Nottingham Forest at home in the first half, Tottenham deserved to stay up. No? The first half, no? Okay.
Can I ask about Madison? How hard is it for a player who's been out for that long to decide when the moment is to come back?
Quanto è difficile per un giocatore che sta fuori a lungo tempo?
It's not so easy. Madison has a big experience. I think he knows better than everyone when there is the right moment. We have to consider we are fighting for a big target, but I think can be important for us. And for that, I wanted he was with the team, with Brighton, with Wolves, Villa.
Has he played any sort of warm-up matches, I wonder, for the under-21s or any other games to kind of get...
No. Now he stays with us until the end. I think he's working very well, very hard, and working with us. I think he reached the best condition to play.
Has he told you he's ready?
Not yet, but we have not spoken about his condition. Just looking on the pitch and understand for his experience, my experience of the medical staff, the physical staff, and every day we make a check, and in this check there is also Madison.
Okay, thank you.